My neighbor borrowed my ladder to clean his gutters. 3 days later, I saw it on his roof, painted and labeled with his name. "Prove it's yours," he said, smiling. I let it go. But when he accused me of stealing his grill, I pulled out the receipts, and something else that left him in silence. I live in a suburb outside of Nashville. It's not fancy, but it's quiet. People mow their lawns, kids ride bikes, and you wave to the mailman. It's that kind of place. So when my neighbor, Rick, came over one Saturday morning asking to borrow my ladder, I didn't think twice. I was outside cleaning my truck, listening to the radio. He walked up holding a coffee mug like he always did, said he needed to clear out the leaves in his gutters before the rain hit next week. "Mind if I borrow your ladder?" "Just for today," he asked. "Sure," I said. "It's in the garage." We walked over together, pulled out the ladder, my 24-foot aluminum extension, still pretty new. I bought it just last year when I replaced some siding on the back of the house. I remember that because I paid more than I wanted to for it, but it was a solid brand, and I figured I'd have it for a decade at least. He thanked me, carried it across the yard, and I figured I'd see it leaning against my garage in a couple days. 3 days later, I'm pulling out of my driveway, and something catches my eye. There's a ladder propped against Rick's roof. It's painted red. Not just painted red. It has Rick J. spray painted in black across the side. It looked like mine, but that color threw me. Still, the shape, the rubber feet, the hinges, same model. I walked over that evening. I knocked. He opened the door with a grin like he'd just won something. "Hey," I said. "Just need my ladder back." He tilted his head. "What ladder?" "The one I lent you. You said you needed to clean your gutters." "That's mine," he said. "Had it for years." I stood there, stunned. "Rick, it was silver 3 days ago. You painted it. You wrote your name on it." He didn't blink.
"Nah, man.
"That's always been mine."
Come on," I said.
"I handed it to you." He shrugged. "If you think it's yours, prove it." Then he closed the door. I just stood there. The kind of confused, half angry, half stunned where you don't even know what to do. I didn't fight it. Not then. I told myself, it's just a ladder. Not worth a neighbor war. I'll eat the cost, move on. That would have been the end of it. Until 2 weeks later, a police officer showed up at my door. "Sir, we've had a report that you may be in possession of stolen property," he said. I thought it was a joke. "What?" "Your neighbor claims you stole his backyard grill." That was when my jaw actually dropped. Rick had a black pellet grill. I have a silver propane Weber. Completely different. I bought mine in April from Lowe's. Had the email confirmation. Still had the manual, too. "I didn't steal anything," I told the officer. "You want proof? I'll show you the receipt." The cop followed me inside. I pulled it up, printed it out, showed him the box in the garage it came in. He took some photos, asked a few more questions, then apologized. "Seems like this might be a neighborhood dispute," he said. He left. But I wasn't done. Because what Rick didn't know was that my ladder, my actual ladder, still had a scannable barcode on the underside of the top rung. He'd missed it when he painted over the rest. And what he really didn't know, I still had the original Home Depot receipt for the ladder, too. Same serial number. Same model. Dated 6 months before he even moved in. And one more thing. He'd also borrowed my portable power wash of the month after he moved in. That I never got back either. And I'd filed a warranty claim on it once, so I had those emails, too. So I decided to stop letting it go. I didn't go over there yelling. I didn't leave a note or send a text. Instead, I printed out everything. The receipt for the ladder, the power washer warranty claim, even the photos from the day he borrowed them. My wife had taken one of me helping him carry the ladder across the yard. I put it all in a file folder. Then I went to the HOA meeting. Now, I normally don't even go to those things. They're boring, full of complaints about grass height and barking dogs. But I knew Rick would be there, he always was. Loved to talk like he ran the neighborhood. So when they got to the open floor section, I raised my hand. "Got a quick issue," I said. "It's about property theft between neighbors." The room went quiet. I walked up front, opened the folder, and laid it all out. Calmly. I didn't raise my voice once. This is a receipt for a ladder I bought last year. This is a photo of me handing it to Rick on the 9th. This is the serial number still visible under the top rung of the ladder, now leaning against his house, painted red. People started shifting in their chairs. And here's a police report from last week, where Rick accused me of stealing his grill. Mine's a completely different brand, bought in April, receipt included. I also have warranty records for a power washer he borrowed and never returned. I paused, then looked straight at him. He was red in the face. I'm not here to fight, I said. I'm here to make it clear that I document everything. And next time, I won't bring it to a meeting. I'll bring it to court. Rick didn't say a word. Not to me. Not to anyone. Just sat there like he'd swallowed a tack. After the meeting, a few people pulled me aside, asked if I was serious. I handed them copies. Quietly. No drama. But here's the part that really got me. That weekend, Rick's wife came over. I'd never talked to her directly before. She stood on my porch holding a Tupperware of banana bread. She didn't say much, just handed it to me and said, "I'm sorry. Not for him. For how this whole thing got." Then she turned and walked away, which was when I realized something else was going on. That moment with his wife stuck with me. Not just the banana bread, but the way she said it. Like she'd seen more than I had. Like this whole thing wasn't just about tools or property. I didn't see Rick for a few days after that. His car was in the driveway, but he wasn't out front like usual. No wafs, no coffee mag walks. Just silence from next door. Then on Thursday morning, I got a call from work while I was eating breakfast. It was from a buddy of mine who does home security installs in our county. He sounded weird. "You know Rick from your street?"
Yeah.
He just called me about installing cameras. Said something about hostile neighbors and needing footage for legal reasons. I laughed. "You're kidding." "Nope." He said someone was snooping around his backyard. "Thought it was you." That's when I started thinking, what if he was setting something up? So I checked my own cameras. I've got two, one on the garage and one covering the side gate. Nothing unusual, but I realized something else. If he was trying to paint me as the aggressive one, I had to stay clean. Then came Saturday. I was in the backyard trimming the bushes near the fence when I heard his voice. Loud, clear, on purpose.
She's lying.
"She's just pissed I called her out." I paused. "She's acting like I'm the problem now, just because her stupid brother got arrested." It took a second for me to figure out he was on the phone, talking about his wife. On speaker. Loud enough for me to hear over hedge trimmers. He wanted me to hear it. And it clicked. That wasn't about me at all. The grill accusation, the ladder stunt, the HOA shaming, it was him unraveling. Trying to control the one thing he could, the narrative. The appearance. And I'd wrecked that for him. He was losing grip, and now so was the marriage. Because 2 days later, she left. I saw her packing the SUV around noon, her face blank. Rick wasn't even helping. Just sat on the porch, watching her load bags into the back seat. She didn't look over once. That night, I went to check my mail. There was an envelope tucked between the ads and water bill. No return address. Inside was a flash drive. Nothing else. I plugged it in. What I saw. That's what changed everything. There was only one file on the flash drive. A single video. No name, no date stamp. Just a quiet, shaky clip, maybe 10 minutes long. It opened on a view of Rick's backyard. I recognized it immediately. The fence line, the grill cover, the edge of the trampoline they never used. The camera looked like it was hidden inside a flower pot or behind a planter. I saw Rick step into the frame. He was on his phone again, pacing. Angry. Muttering to himself. Then his wife came out the back door. "You told the cops I threatened you?" she said. Her voice was quiet but clear. Rick laughed. Not the funny kind. The bitter kind. "I said what I needed to say," he snapped. "You're the one sneaking around." "Sneaking around?" she said. "You're the one lying to people, starting fights with the neighbors. What did you think would happen?" He got in her face then. "Close. Too close. You think anybody's gonna believe you?" he hissed. "You're nothing without this house. Without me." She stepped back, but he followed. You touch my stuff, I swear to God. She cut him off. I already did, she said. I made copies. I'm done protecting you. And then she left the frame. Rick just stood there, hands on his hips, breathing hard. That was the whole video. No big explosion.
No punches.
But it said everything. She'd filmed it. She'd sent it to me. Maybe as a warning. Maybe as a way to say, you were right to fight back. He's not who he pretends to be. I saved the file. I backed it up twice. And then I waited. Because when a man like Rick starts to lose control, he doesn't just go quiet. He gets desperate. That week, things got quiet. Too quiet. Rick wasn't outside. No more loud phone calls. No passive-aggressive glances from the porch. Just silence from his side of the fence. But I noticed something else. He'd installed cameras. 3 of them. One pointing at the front yard, one at the driveway, and one aimed directly at my side gate. It wasn't subtle. He wanted me to know he was watching. I didn't take the bait. I went about my day. Took out the trash. Watered the lawn. Waved at passing neighbors. But I kept a printout of that flash drive footage in a sealed envelope near my front door. Just in case. Then on Friday night, around 10:30, I got a knock. It was the police. Again. Sir, we had a report of property damage. Your neighbor claims you were seen tampering with his gas line. This time, I laughed out loud. Seriously? The officer didn't look amused. We have to investigate it. Mind if we take a look around your backyard? I let them. I had nothing to hide. While they were walking the perimeter, I walked into the garage and grabbed the envelope. Handed it to the lead officer. You might want to watch this before you write anything down. He asked what it was. I just said, context.
He called it in.
They took the flash drive for review. That was the last time Rick tried anything. The next morning, his cameras were gone. Pulled down overnight. By Monday, a moving truck showed up. He never said goodbye. Never apologized. Never made eye contact. He left behind a broken fence, a few half-dead plants, and a neighborhood that suddenly felt normal again. But the real part that stuck with me? About a month later, I got a letter in the mail. No return address. Handwritten on a plain piece of notebook paper. All it said was, I thought no one saw what he was like. Thank you for not backing down.
El no signature.
But I didn't need one. I still have the receipt for that ladder in a drawer by the sink. Not because I ever want it back, but because some part of me needs to remember what happened when I stopped pretending to be the quiet neighbor. And every time I open that drawer, I think about how long I let someone like him take things from me, and how easy it was for him to smile while he did it.